Today, we are going to explain the movie The Elixir. This film is horror-themed and involves zombies, which makes it very interesting, though a bit scary. To know the full story, watch the video till the end. And if you enjoy it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the story. The film begins with a family, Naz, her husband, and their son, heading to her father's house. Root, her husband, tells her to stay calm and act wisely. Naz was angry because her father had married her best friend. Root warns her that if she argues too much, she will get nothing. The other woman will take everything. Naz's father owns a pharmaceutical company and has recently found a big investor who wants to buy the company. This deal could make them very rich. After a lot of convincing, Root finally takes Naz to her father's house. On the other side, we finally get to see Naz's father. For the past few days, he had become obsessed with creating a formula that could bring back youth to any person. He believed he could even reverse aging and save someone from death. When he finally created the formula, he tested it on himself first. He drank the whole bottle in one gulp. Within minutes, he felt a magical effect. The wrinkles on his face disappeared, his muscles became stronger, his skin tightened, and he started looking completely young. He appeared at least 20 years younger than his actual age. When he went to the bathroom and looked at himself, he was shocked. He had never expected such amazing results from the medicine. He began to enjoy his youth, but he didn't realize that just as quickly as the medicine worked, side effects also started to appear. An allergic reaction began to show on the upper part of his waist. Then he rushed to his wife, Karina, who was also shocked to see him looking so young. He didn't just become young, he also regained the excitement and energy of his youth. His wife was stunned for a long time, wondering how such a thing was even possible. Then the old man told her about the formula he had created. He said, "After taking this medicine, I feel incredibly strong from the inside. You won't believe what I've made. The whole world will go crazy to buy it. Big pharmaceutical companies will purchase this formula from us, and we'll become rich." At that moment, he was still completely unaware of the side effects of the medicine. A wound had started forming on his back, and it was getting worse day by day. Meanwhile, after much convincing, Rudd finally brought Naz to her father's house. Karina came personally to welcome them, but Naz didn't even look at her because Karina had betrayed their friendship by marrying Naz's father. The whole atmosphere became very tense, which hurt Karina's feelings. Naz's son, Rihan, warmly greeted Karina with love, but Naz quickly pulled her son away. Naz warns everyone not to touch her or take anything from her after a hida. When Naz enters the house, she first goes to her brother's room. Her lazy brother spends all day playing video games and doesn't care at all about their father's second marriage. Then everyone gathers in the living room. As their father enters the room, everyone stares at him in shock. They recognize him, but no one can understand how he became so young overnight. The father doesn't explain anything. Instead, he surprises everyone even more by announcing that he is not selling his company anymore. He has changed his mind about selling the family business. Everyone becomes disappointed because they were hoping to become rich quickly. Naz's brother gets angry and storms out of the room. Their father calmly says, "Look, my decision isn't wrong. Our company is in loss right now," the father says. "But what I've created will make our company the most profitable in the world." He then shows everyone his invention, the serum of immortality, a formula that can make someone young again and even resist death. The whole room falls silent. At that moment, Karina's father tells his son-in-law, Ginny, "You promised me you'd retire and we'd live a peaceful life." Ginny replies, "I'm young now. I want to work, earn money, and enjoy life. Don't worry." Karina's heart breaks hearing this from her father, and Naz also feels deeply hurt. She bursts out in anger. "Now you're talking about our lives?" The argument grows intense. In the middle of this fight, no one notices that something strange is happening to the father. He begins sweating heavily from his face. It looked like someone had poured water all over him. Suddenly, he began to scream in pain. The wounds on his neck and lower back turned into deep, gaping holes. His body started twisting unnaturally, and he began vomiting blood. Even his eye color changed, and right in front of everyone, he died. Naz and Karina were terrified and shouted to Root, "Call the ambulance quickly!" But it was too late. He was already dead. Everyone was heartbroken and shocked. Suddenly, the father stood up again, but he was no longer human. He had transformed into something terrifying, a zombie. His eyes were completely black, and he no longer behaved like a normal person. Everyone was frozen in fear, trying to understand what just happened. Hearing the noise, the house servant ran into the room. Immediately, the zombie father jumped on him and bit deep into his neck, tearing the flesh apart. The servant died instantly. Then, the father attacks the investor, who had just arrived to finalize the business deal. The man barely manages to escape, but some of the blood from the zombie father's mouth falls onto him. As we know, zombies infect others through their blood, so it's almost certain that this man will also turn into a zombie. At that moment, Bang, who had been playing with a toy bow and arrow, suddenly attacks the zombie father. In self-defense, one of his arrows pierces through the zombie's face, going straight into his brain. With damage to the brain, the zombie father dies again. They narrowly escape a deadly zombie attack, but new dangers were still looming over them. The infected investor rushes to his car, even though Root tries to stop him, but the zombie doesn't death. Meanwhile, Bang realizes that he just killed his own father, and he breaks down with guilt and sorrow. Overwhelmed, he runs away and gets into a car. Naz follows to help him. At the same time, the dead servant is seen alive again. He has now turned into a zombie. The three people still inside the house are shocked in fear, and the zombie servant jumps on another servant, first biting his hand, then his neck, and kills him too. The scene shifts back to Naz and Gang. Naz is trying to calm and encourage Bang, but suddenly they hear strange noises from behind. They see another woman, who has become a zombie, attacking another girl. Naz quickly gets out of the car to check what's happening, but that zombie girl then rushes to attack Naz. To save her, Bang drives the car into the zombie, crushing half of her body. Yet she isn't fully destroyed. The zombie remains alive. The only survivors in the house are Karina, Rud, her son, and another person named Sam, who are trying to escape and save themselves. When Karina enters the house to get her son, she finds no one there. Outside, the half-destroyed zombie girl is crawling after her, trying to kill her. Next, we see the investor, who has now fully turned into a zombie. Unable to drive properly, this zombie crashes his car into a wedding venue. Then, he gets out of the car and starts attacking the people present to satisfy his hunger. Due to his attack, many people at the wedding start turning into zombies one after another. And since these zombies also need to feed, you can imagine that if more zombies attacked, everyone at the wedding would quickly turn into one. And that's exactly what happens. A short while later, it shows that everyone at the wedding has turned into zombies and is attacking each other viciously. Karina's entire group, who were running for shelter, reach the car when the zombie-turned servant comes after them again. Karina pushes Naz's son behind her to protect him and moves forward herself. But she can't give herself to the zombie easily. She picks up a tool lying inside the car and hits the zombie on the head. However, this has no effect on the zombie, and after a while, their luck runs out. At this moment, it starts raining. The rain weakens the zombies, and they flee. Meanwhile, Naz manages to contact Rut and asks about their location. Everyone says they are safe. Then, Naz tells them to go to a nearby safe house so that Naz and Bang can come to them later. Everyone runs to the house Naz mentioned. They see that the safe house is surrounded by zombies. With great difficulty, Karina, Rut, and her son manage to get inside, but one of their servants is killed by the zombies. Mess and Bang are also heading toward the house. They quickly drive to the event venue where everyone has already turned into zombies. The noise of the car attracts all the zombies toward them, leaving them no choice but to fight for their survival. Meanwhile, the child notices more zombies approaching. He tells his father and Karina to escape, and they take shelter in a room. Another zombie comes after them, but Rut pushes it away and shuts the door. Now, Rut looks at his injured hand, knowing he will soon turn into a zombie like everyone else. Before transforming, he hugs his son one last time and tells him to take care of his mother. Then, his body slowly starts to change. His eyes become terrifying, holes appear on his body, and his body trembles violently. He fully turns into a zombie and attacks his own son. To save the child, Karina grabs a stick and throws it at him, but he gets stuck on a wooden beam inside the room. He remains trapped there. Karina takes the chance to close the door and escape. Meanwhile, the car that Naz and Bang used to kill all the zombies stops working, forcing them to run on foot to escape the remaining zombies. They decide to go to the police station. At the police station, no one wants to believe Naz and Bang's story. Still, the inspector sends some officers outside to check the situation. What they see is far worse than imagined. To protect themselves, these officers also start shooting at the zombies, but it has no effect. The zombies attack the officers as well. In an extremely difficult situation, an officer arrives at the police station and reports that Naz and Bang's story is true. He also informs them that the remaining zombies are advancing toward the police station. Seeing this, they close all the windows and doors, lowering the shutters to prevent the zombies from entering. Outside, a person who was attacked by zombies has also turned into a zombie and attacks another officer. Forced to flee, they lock this new zombie inside a locker. The other officers try to contact other police stations to report the situation, but communication fails. Meanwhile, Karina calls Naz and informs him that everyone with them has turned into zombies, and only she and Rihan are safe. Naz encourages her to stay strong and also boosts Karina's courage, entrusting her with the care of his son. Meanwhile, the police officers reach the roof of the station and see zombies causing chaos outside. They tell Bang and Naz that they must join them and fight against the zombies. Preparing to protect themselves, they put on bulletproof vests, masks, and other protective gear. Then they arm themselves with shotguns and weapons and go out. At first, they throw a grenade to attract and gather the zombies. They try to start shooting them, but the situation worsens as the gunfire attracts another group of zombies. Things spiral out of control, and they could be attacked at any moment. Luckily, a heavy storm arrives, and the pouring rain disrupts the zombies' movement and communication, giving them a chance to escape. Meanwhile, Naz's husband, who Karina had tied up with a wooden rod, also falls into a trap. He manages to escape and, roaring like a zombie, gathers many zombies near the house. Inside, Karina finds Naz's son and another girl, both in danger. They try to escape the house, but 2 more zombies are waiting outside. Fortunately, they find a nearby bike and all escape on it. Meanwhile, Karina and Bang get into a truck to save themselves. Naz breaks down crying, feeling like he has nothing left. Then he sees Karina and her son coming toward them on the bike and feels very happy. But soon he notices a large group of zombies chasing them. To kill them all, he charges the truck at the zombies, killing many. However, a big group of zombies gathers around the truck. The truck's brakes suddenly fail. Bang calls an officer at the police station and tells him that the zombie situation has worsened and they are heading to the station to save themselves. While talking, the truck loses control and crashes into a building. Everyone escapes, but Bang's leg gets trapped. They are attacked by zombies, and despite their unwillingness, many fall victim to the zombies. There is an officer nearby who hasn't been attacked yet. Instead of saving himself, he urges Naz and Karina to escape quickly. But Naz can't leave them behind. He fights the zombies, and during the fight, his hand gets injured, meaning he will soon turn into a zombie, though he is unaware of it. The officer urges everyone to leave quickly because he knows zombies can be killed by fire. So he sacrifices his own life by blowing up the police station, allowing 3 people to escape. The explosion kills all the zombies around the station, leaving only Naz, Karina, and Naz's son alive. Upon reaching safety, Naz notices his hand is injured and realizes he will soon become infected. He hugs his son, lets go of all his anger toward Karina, and says, "I forgive you for what you did. Now take good care of my son." Then he shoots himself to end his life. At the end of the scene, several burnt zombies are seen wandering around. A lot of time passes. Karina is taking good care of the child because the zombie virus hasn't taken any more lives yet, but not forever. In another country, we see the same old businessman, like Naz's father. He also has the same medicine that caused the zombie infection. He opens it and drinks it, hinting that the zombie virus is about to spread there too. And the movie ends mysteriously right there. This was the explanation video of the movie The Elixir. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and share. And to watch more such fun videos, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you get our videos on time.